a member of the Air Force has recently been making headlines for being seen out in uniform with some of those red bottom shoes. And I only know this because if I think Nicki Minaj, right? Those are red bottoms. Those are money moves. Is that Cardi B? I don't know. Anyway, they're Louis Vuittons, which are apparently really fancy shoes. And while out walking around in her dress blues, the internet has exploded with opinions, as it tends to. Why is a female service member wearing $700 heels in uniform? And is that even authorized? Can you wear your own shoes in uniform? So let's get right into it. Let's talk about it. What was that thing I just did? I was trying to do like the thinking face, but I don't know how to do faces. So a female Air Force service member was seen in $700 shoes. So red heels are the mark of designer Christian Louis Vuitton, whose shoes are a status symbol in the footwear world. But to the online military community, they could be anything from an act of rebellion against uniform regulations to downright financially irresponsible purchase. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So U.S. Army WTF Moments Instagram shared an image of a female service member in dress blues sporting her likely hard-earned Louis Vuittons, however you say it, noting that they aren't sexist for doing so. But the tweet ultimately drew backlash as a majority of the responses from military Twitter indicated support for a woman's right to choose her own shoes, whether they cost $695 or not. So one user said the male uniform guidelines specifies that the soles cannot be a contrasting color, but there are no such specifications for the female service pump, adding commercial designs are authorized. So just to clear this up right now, she was totally authorized to do this. And I believe in the Navy as well. I do believe in the Navy, females are allowed to pick their own shoes for their dress uniforms for the heels. So men are held to the standard of seeking out dress shoes with non-contrasting heel and sole. That same stipulation is not required of women, who are free to select any pump of a commercial design in black or white fabric. The pumps are untrimmed with a closed toe and heel. The heel must be at least ½ inch, but no more than 3 inches. The sole thickness will not exceed ½ inch. When a handbag is carried, the shoes and handbag must be made of the same material. So, hey, maybe we should go out and get a handbag too. I think that she should get the matching set. Actually, I think Louis Vuitton should sponsor her and get her a whole outfit. That's what I think. How can we get this video in front of Louis Vuitton, Christian Louis Vuitton, so she can get the nicest gear that she can? And I support any female veteran, serving active duty, or they're retired and they're going back in their dress uniform, to get the nicest damn shoes you want and get the nicest bag that you want and really do it up. There's no reason to have to wear those cheapo shoes from the exchange, which are a high price for the quality that they are. Like, you guys all know that when you go out to buy those dress uniforms, you're getting, ripped off a little bit. Now, maybe she spent her uniform allowance on it. Maybe she took her uniform allowance that year and said, hey, you know what? My ribbons are in order. My medals are in order. I've got my uniforms pressed. They're good to go. My correct rank is sewn on there. I'm about to get some shoes. I'm about to take this uniform allowance and get some shoes. If I can find who this person is, I will reach out and see if they want to be a guest on the show. I would love to hear about the feedback that they've been getting. Now, with anything, the internet's going to have some ignorant jerks on there. Even I have been attacked online. My small YouTube channel, although we're small in following, we're big in presence, and I love doing the show, and I appreciate every single one of you who listens. So people comment, how the crap can she afford $1,000 shoes to wear in uniform? Like, what the heck? And Military Times has a great comparison here, where they say, as if no other service member has invested their life savings on a PlayStation 5 or bought a Camaro and financed it at 27% interest. But go ahead. It's so funny. It's so true. Like, people spend their money on like the most dumb, unreasonable, unthinkable things. We as military members waste so much freaking money. If it's even just on alcohol and hotel rooms when we're on deployment, that's more than enough to have, put a down payment on a car, I bet, for most people. So I say get a life there, Hunter Rider. And so this would be no big deal for the Air Force, she adds. Heels are too high. The telltale signature makes them faddish. So there is I would call it like a catch-all for uniform regulations, which is something can't be faddish. Faddish means it's a trend. It's a fad. You cannot have a fad haircut. You cannot have a fad mustache. You cannot have it, any of that. And you can't have fad clothing as well. So I'm assuming that this person thinks that if they say faddish, they mean that they can just, call whatever they want faddish and it's a catch-all and they're good to go. So just get a life, I would say. Like, get off your back a little bit. Like, or you better not be driving around in a car you can't afford or something like that, which honestly, I wouldn't even give you a hard time if you did, because I kind of laugh at it and I go, hey, you know what? That's the military life. That's the junior enlisted life. You go ahead and live that life. I don't know what this lady's rank is. I can't tell if that's captain on her arm or what I'm looking at here. If you know Air Force rank well enough to know what her rank is from this uniform here, help me out. But what I do know for sure is she's got some super fly shoes, and I'm down with that. So good for her. I'm glad to see her out there representing for women in uniform. I think that's pretty cool. She has my full support, and I hope that Louis Vuitton finds her and goes ahead and hooks her up with as many shoes as she wants to wear on those feet while she's walking around those dress blues. And if you're out there and you want to, follow the uniform regulation, but then do your own thing. Like for the Navy, I always had long hair, but hey, you know the rule, 4 inches in length, 2 inches in bulk. If you want to rock that all day long, if you want to push that mustache to a 1/4 inch out on both sides of your lip, hey, you go ahead and do that too. Sideburns down to the bottom of your ear, wherever the uniform reg cuts off, hey, you push those limits. I totally support it. I did it my whole time in the Navy. That's what the regulations are for, right? They're meant to be followed, but they're written in a way where it's like, hey, they put a lot of thought into that. If they wrote it that way, you go ahead and do it. What's the problem? What's up, guys? Thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button up in the corner here and check out this next video. If you want, in the description down below, there's links where you can get ScuttleButt Show merch and find out how you can support the channel. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you guys very soon.